safety because I live in public. Also, Americans tend to not like people who live in public. Whether they chose it or not is arbitrary. They just tend to pretend that we did. And we all know those stories about, every hobo that flies a sign has got a drop-top convertible, doesn't he? Anyway, I got a lot of evidence to show, and I got very little battery. No fucking way. There's a lot of videos I gotta show. One of them on my channel is called Gang Stalking, and it's a pretty good one to read or listen to. There's also a lot of screenshots with a lot of the witnesses, and also there's a lot of recordings with them in their own voices. There's also a lot of private stuff because it has people's social security numbers. Shit like that. The stuff I posted up was pretty important, but you guys just don't get it. You want to compartmentalize, but they don't do that the other way, do they? No such thing as equality when all the cards are stacked against you and you're forced to play the game. I'm tired of the child molesters and the rapists walking free. I'm tired of them getting slaps on the wrist. I'm tired of my loved ones ending up dead. You know, when I got out of prison, the last thing that I wanted to hear is that Mobley and Christine were dead. Alright. Well, I gotta hurry up on this because I'm only at 17% battery. Probably less now. 16%, indeed. Well, close enough anyway. Alright, so one of the things about this area, there's a lot of the same vehicle in the area. Like, I've probably seen 3 red Toyota Tacomas on the way here. But just because it's a red Toyota Tacoma doesn't mean that it's the one that was yelling them racial slurs. See, I got the number here written down for the one that did. It's Toyota Tacoma 783BXG. Again, 783BXG. Bonjour.
How are you? Hey, you like my new truck?
It's a lot better looking than mine.
Do you want to get a sub?
Do what?
There's a sub in it, right?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Yes, sir. And thank you for being respectful.
Yeah, no problem. I'm always respectful to you.
Here's one of the things that's important is that just because there was a lot of people down there doesn't mean that everybody was involved in it. Doesn't mean that everybody took part. Doesn't mean that every person that was down there was being racist. Alright, I'm gonna give you some dinner. I'll be right back. One of them funky chicken chunkin' things this time. Yep. Here I am throwing money all over the place. That's great. Got my shoe. Sorry about that. Oh, there's an ambulance over here. Hope everything's alright. There are a lot of people here who are very nice. But there's a big difference between being nice and being good. Sometimes being good requires getting your ass whooped. Sometimes being good requires standing between a bully and the person that they're bullying. Sometimes that's what you got to do to stop your friends from blowing their own brains out too. Say, hey dude, just knock it off. Leave them alone. When it's a game, when it's fun, when it's funny, when the person you're doing it to is somehow less of a human being to you than you are, obviously none of these people would like this happening to them. Not a single one of them. The thing about recording the situations wasn't to say that everybody in the world is some sort of an evil person. It's to say that I'm stuck in public and I can't function. People are scary. When I see somebody who's got a dog, that makes me feel better. Oh well. Now, this gang stalking has been going on since before Natalie Bollinger was killed. Natalie was embarrassed. She's not even the one that was spreading all those mean rumors. That was Maddie Boa. No, I wasn't in love with Maddie Boa either. Now, these Natalie Bollinger sites, there's dozens of them. They're in all sorts of different languages. And I can show you that too. We're going to start off with 2 videos that I made years ago. Well, 3 of them. That way you know where they're at. Not that any of you will ever look. Oh my god, everything is too loud at the moment. It's not always that way. I'm really scared. Cops killed a guy today. I've been trying to turn on the Tillamookkk Sheriff's Department, the Tillamookkk Police Department for a lot of different crimes. at this point. This one's called gang stalking. It's from November of 2020. It's actually got a lot of information in it about how I've gone through this before.
Affect her income and affect her ability to feed her son. You know, there's stuff that she asked me not to tell people years and years ago.
There's a lot of it. But the point is that everything in this video is an explanation of things in 2020. Same as they are today here in Tillamookkk. Not everybody's mean. There's people calling me from restricted numbers in this one too. A lot of them. It's called gang stalking. Again, November 27th, 2020.
When it comes to gang stalking, I was just gang stalked by Natalie and her druggy friend. And I wasn't ignoring it. You guys, they tried to make it sound like I spent the entire year between when I left Virginia and when Natalie died. They tried to make it sound like I was following her around the country, everywhere that she went, harassing her friends, and harassing her buddies, harassing her family, threatening to do all sorts of terrible shit to them the whole time. No. Tim Beeson was threatening to do terrible shit to me, and what did I tell him? Do it! Fucking do it! With all of these people, I give them 3 days apiece. When Tim Beeson threatened my life, I give him 3 days to do it before I went to the cops. They didn't do shit. With most of these people who threaten my life, I give them 3 days to do it. If you're too much of a bitch to keep your word to fucking kill me in 3 days, yeah, you're an asshole and a piece of shit. Don't promise to kill me if you're not gonna. See, I didn't turn these people in for threatening to kill me. I turned them in for not following through.
That's what everybody gets turned in for. But I had to post it on the internet instead. This video is pretty important. It details what gang stalking really is. Now let's look at another one. I know this ain't the same as you guys watching it. The video on this one. Oh, dude, I got paid my disability. You're good, man.
Nah, bro, come on. It's good, bro.
What am I gonna waste it on?
A coffee. I'm the only nice one to you, bro. Come on.
You know, that Kyron dude is pretty nice to me.
He is pretty nice, too. Yeah, you're right.
And I haven't heard that N-word out of his mouth even once.
Yeah.
That's not to say he doesn't say it, but he's respectful enough not to say it at me or to me. And when I say I don't like that word, you know, I don't hear him spouting it 30 more times.
Yeah.
I didn't come here looking for trouble. I came here trying to avoid some really bad people.
Uh-huh. Are you on live?
Yeah,
Oh.
I try to stay on live. That stuff freaks me out, you know. The jokes about rape and the whole N-word thing,
Well, I
that
think
freaks me out
everybody's
bad.
just playing. I think, but they don't know like what it's all like.
They haven't
You've
seen any of the
experienced
bodies.
So, yeah.
Like, I found my friend Danny's body after cops were used. You know what? I don't even know if you're old enough to talk to. I probably shouldn't be talking to you about corpses.
That's probably fine.
I came here because David and Katie Saltzman were going to help me, and they disappeared from Beaverton, Oregon in 2016. Sorry, 2020. And then there was a lady that I knew from Colorado named Rebecca Gross-Nickel-Foley, and she was trying to turn in her predators, and they were calling her crazy and mentally ill and telling her she needed help, she needed meds. It's scary. They said that she made up everything in Boulder. She used to feed us homeless folks in Boulder. Like, she seriously did that. They called her schizophrenic and crazy and all sorts of shit.
What the heck?
So when I came up here to testify in court that she did what she said she did, she wasn't able to get a court date, and she got human trafficked while I was on my way here. So, I mean, they don't get how mean that is and how I'm too scared to function. Most of the time I can barely speak.
Mm-hmm.
Last night I was screaming with one of them youngins, and I could draw his face perfect if my wrist would work again. I used to draw pictures for a living. I didn't want to yell at him. I didn't want to scream at him. I've had sex twice my whole life. Alright, that's it. I'm not interested in women. I'm not interested in any of that. It's all gross to me. It's not something that I'm trying to be mean to other people about or say that they can't be interested. I just think it's gross.
Uh-huh.
I should let you go hang out with your girlfriend.
What?
I said I should let you hang out with your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. I better get home. It's getting late. And you probably need some sleep, too. Even though it's hard for you to sleep.
Yeah, I get scared shitless. That's one of the things about PTSD, and then they want me to function through it. I gotta go to court on Monday over a stalker that I've been trying to turn in since I was in Hood River. He's been threatening to kill me.
Where's he at?
Well, I'll probably see him in court on the 12th, but he's got a RV, a Dolphin RV. It's a Toyota HD 44648, and
Does he live here?
for right now, he does. He stalked me here. Like, he stalked me in Hood River the whole time I was there. Starting the day that the cops lied to him and said that I was doing drugs with some guy that was my friend in my vehicle. And I'm like, I just met the dude.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's not doing drugs in my vehicle. He walked up and asked for a cigarette. This other guy, named Logan Bishop, come up and asked for a cigarette.
How do you
give
buy
him both
cigarettes?
a cigarette. I get disability money because I'm legit disabled.
Yeah.
So when they're denying me the rights of a disabled person, it sucks. Like, the cops here, I get that they're friends with a lot of folks here, but they ain't all nice and they ain't all good. Today, after as long as I've been here, the guy that I was thinking was Loffman, you know, I thought that the guy that I seen today, that's the guy that's been a real pain in my ass and a real big bully. Every time I tried to turn him in, he showed up to bully me. At the hospital, out at McDonald's, fucking out at Tillamookkk Sporting Goods parking lot on at least 2 different occasions. He also harassed me about this guy named Tom, because Molly was all sorts of fucking crazy. Called him in as having dementia and tried to have him hauled in. Like, no, he's not. He doesn't have dementia. Anyway, that shit's, you know, it freaks me out. Also, I want to say that you remember the night that them Hispanic kids were walking across the parking lot and It was screaming racist stuff and trying to, tell me there was trouble there, and that night freaked me out especially. I'm not sure if you were there.
I'm
that
not
night.
sure. When was this? Like 2 weeks ago?
No, this was like 4 months ago, 3 months ago.
Yeah, I
At
probably
most.
wasn't there. I don't recall what that was.
Well, I got it recorded on my channel. I've been digging for it. But the thing is that's not stuff that I ever wanted to do. Before that instance where Christian was threatening to kill people that day, I hadn't talked to any of y'all. I stayed in my car and minded my business. And other than that girl screaming when she fell into the mud, or the fact that they scream often, I didn't get out of my vehicle and try to find out what was going on and delve into your business. I just got out when people screamed, or if there was a lot of people screaming at homeless people. I know there's a lot of hatred towards them, and it hurts to be harmed that way. It hurts to be called a child molester or a rapist or shit like that. It sucks. I never raped any of them kids down there at the parking lot. I never molested any of them.
No. Well, you just don't go down there anymore?
Well, I kind of have to. It's the only safe place I can go. I was 86th from a lot of other places because my friend Natalie Bollinger, who got shot in the head, wanted to pretend that I was stalking her because she was on heroin. She didn't want anybody to believe me.
So what do you like? You just sit here?
No, I try to work on getting as much information on the internet as possible, as much evidence as possible, and I try to keep my promise to speak up every single day. I don't like police corruption. I don't like the way that mental health people where we're pawned off on mental health people who just send us around through therapy to make a profit. They're supposed to be mandated reporters. They won't do the job because they know it'll take more than 50-minute therapy session, and that therapy is what makes them money.
Uh-huh. Did you hit something?
Probably. Is there a dead body attached to my car?
Not a dead body, but your bumper is like ripped.
Oh, yeah, I pissed off a lady named Molly by existing.
Yeah.
And she fucking had a waylaying hell of a day over there at Fred Meyer's doing what she wanted. It took me like a minute and a half to get my video started because my hands were shaking so bad. I'm like, what the fuck? This crazy bitch is doing all sorts of crazy shit, screaming at me at my vehicle, and then by the time I finally got it started, like, you get to hear her break something that's glass, but and beating on my vehicle a little bit, but
Yeah.
she just needed to leave me the hell alone.
Yeah,
And between her and, I'm not sure if you know Robbie Farnsworth.
sounds familiar.
Well, he choked a woman out in 2018, and he has repeatedly gotten stalking and harassment. And the thing is, I get treated like I'm him, like I'm that kind of guy.
But you don't even do anything?
No, I don't need drugs. I don't need alcohol.
Yeah, the only thing bad that you do is smoke cigarettes sometimes.
I smoke cigarettes a lot. I also drink coffee.
That's not really that bad, though. Sometimes coffee is good for you.
It can be, yep, especially for men, because it decreases our chances of getting prostate cancer.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
Sean,
Be
I'll probably
safe.
have to get out of here because she's got to get home and I got to get home. But I'll see you.
Yes, sir. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught.
Pretty much. Here you go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so we'll get back to the videos. I'm thankful for the gas. Ah, shit. Well, the one I was gonna show you is apparently I exited out of it on accident. All right. I got Jaden's number. Farnsworth was a pain in the ass. Still is, because my words don't even work right. Let's see. Alright, it might actually be on this phone. I think I might have gotten it wrong. Let me see. This one's the gang stalking one. It is pretty important. There's also one. Hold on a second. A lot of the stuff on my YouTube is meant to get people looking. If it freaks you out, then good. At least you're looking. At least you're listening, even if only a little bit. Trying to get myself red flagged so that some law enforcement agency will actually do their job to look at it. This is completely stupid. Nobody should have to do this. Alright, yeah, I definitely shouldn't exited out of it because it didn't save it. That sucks. That's alright, there's another one on here. Alright, I screwed that one up. I'm still trying to learn how to use all this technology, and I'm trying to learn how to use it while in a constant state of panic. Law enforcement at its finest. Sean David. Oh, they typed Sean David. S-E-A-N. That's not okay. Oh, come on. It's the one for new viewers on my channel. It's actually a situation in Chapel, Nebraska, where it's all the same kind of abuse that I take today. There's also a lot of people that went missing that I post up about. Oh, come on now. Why is this being such a pain in the butt? Well, I suppose I could show you how my trolls paint it. They do make sites for me, apparently. These guys are all sorts of not fucking fun. Now these are two different videos, this one here and this one here. This one is made by a troll. There's quite a few of them. Here's from Will Chapel the other day. What I'm going to do is click on that. And then I can go to... On this one, it gives me the option of searching directly off of mine, which I can't do on the other one. So on this one, I can search directly from my site. what do you call that? My channel. All right, let's see if this works. Law enforcement at its finest. Oh, God. Trying to work with cops is impossible. I got recording after recording after recording after recording after recording. However, which one of these is the most important? Here's Marcia Estrada. That one's pretty friggin' important. Selena Not Afraid. It ended up that she was dead. You get to see all those rockets on the front of a lot of my stuff? Yeah. Am I making rockets? No. Am I trying to hurt anybody with rockets? No. There's my stalker. And there's a recording with her. And you notice I type a lot of really mean stuff. Not nice stuff. This one, Casey on Chapel, is pretty fucking important. This one, I came here for help, not to see my friend OD. This is Brett Roloff. See when this was. October 22nd, 2019. This was downloaded after I got to Virginia because it was not recorded live. Well, it was, but it was recorded not public live.
You're pretty fucked up. You're definitely not going to be shitting out a bag of dope. It will be an empty bag. And even if you did shit out a bag of dope, I wouldn't want to be digging through it to get
Oh,
it.
he said that he's on, that's his doo-doo bag. That's his. And so I had to smoke it, and I was like, I'm gonna do that, I'm gross.
I'm not smoking nothing that came out of nobody's ass. Although I wouldn't smoke that shit anyway. That sounded rude, I'm sorry.
He just smoked that shit. It is, it's awful. No, it doesn't. You know it doesn't. See, when you say...
So, that's while Natalie Bollinger's sister was missing. Alicia Bollinger. She went missing on my birthday that year. This one right here, law enforcement at its finest. This one right here is pretty important because it's got all the types of abuse I'm enduring here. Same thing. Only now, instead of threatening to give people's numbers out,
This is where we
I do
call
give
up
them out.
911 and tell them how fucking wrong they are.
Thumbs up. I approve. It's got harassment by Amber Tutlow against my little sister. All sorts of different harassment.
This is Sean Schwartz again.
I think I told her I'm not.
I'm not going to give you the address because I will not have the guy that is allowing me to use his computer to be harassed this time of night by police. I called the Nebraska State Patrol as I was instructed. Now that person or persons who have been harassing me, it's more than one person. One of the phone calls that I made, or one of the phone calls towards me from that restricted number, another restricted number called me while they were calling me, which shows that it is more than one person taking part in this. Now, when I called you guys earlier tonight and said that there were two of those, I thought that your deputy who came out here would actually do his job. He wasn't interested in doing his job. He was busy trying to argue and make any excuse not to do his job. He would offer to do his job and then go out of his offer. Now, who am I supposed to call? Because now I have at least 30 calls from that restricted number and a call or harassing message from New Brunswick, which is a completely different country.
Okay. The deputy I have on is the one that has talked to already, so I can have. I will call. I'll just have somebody give you a call back, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
After make a phone call.
Now, mind you, during this phone call, I end up with a person from Saskatchewan getting a hold of me. She sounded like a woman I know named Rebecca Black. I also ended up getting about 60 to 100 restricted calls calling me all at once. My purpose here isn't to show you just the parts and pieces that I want you to hear. My interest here is in getting you guys to look at it for yourselves instead of passing judgment. I record because I have to, not because I want to. A youngin told me to spend that $2 on coffee, so that's what I'm going to do. I get that people are frustrated and they don't like it. You know what? I didn't like it either, and I still don't. I think it's a nasty way to do things. It should have been done civil. Instead of all this he said, she said crap. And who's the most popular? And how do you keep evidence out of court? I was literally the only person trying to get evidence in court. I was the only person trying to get the officer's body cameras. When did Officer Whale and Lola Ty and his goons give up on their bullshit? When they realized they were going to either have to give up their body cameras or drop the charges. They weren't going to let go of them body cameras. When did they drop the charges? At Clearview. It took them over 4 years. Over 4 years. They held on to those for a long time. And every time I tried to turn in the cops, you know they dig for excuses. Well, if you have current court dates pending, we can't take your report. Really? So, if a woman's got court for a fucking parking ticket in 2 weeks, she can't make a report when she's raped? Because you know it's going to happen in 2 weeks. Well, why didn't you call 911? You should have called 911 when it happened. You know, if you'd have gotten a hold of us right away. Are you sure you didn't maybe want it a little bit? Maybe you asked a little bit? Yeah. Coffee. Oh, you're gonna make me pay for it? Oh, you good. You go. Thank you, sir. Are they real dollars? Hey. I like the old pennies. There was a man in Hood River. His name was Daniel. He put his foot through a window up there. Jesus. And I started recording because we heard the last one. Like it wasn't. I called 911 first. There's a lot of footprints and a lot of blood. And they were able to find him and make sure he didn't bleed to death. It's scary having to move from one place to another, to another, to another. I get that people don't like being recorded. I don't want to record this. I don't want to be fucking out here. I have to constantly look over my shoulder. And And I have to take it, or I'm a bad person. How dare I stand up for myself, right? I'm gonna end this video because I need to conserve the battery. I'm sorry, this was mostly talking. There's no possible way for me to show abuse going all the way back to 2015. They're not gonna let me. They're not gonna let me show how it started. There's also the stuff with Logan and Shayna. I think it's witnesses to a pervert in Hood River. And they talk about James Murphy, but we couldn't remember his name. I'm fairly certain I have the recording on audio of him telling us to call him old guy. We'll have to go through and check it out. Obviously, I can't function. Obviously, there's no way to go through all this. By the time I dig out a pen, I've buried the paper. By the time I've dug out the paper, I've buried the pen. And it's not that I'm scatterbrained, it's that there's 10,000 things I'm expected to do, and everywhere I go, I'm victimized regardless. And I run around all the services, and none of them help. They all get money, all of them. And when they screw up, they don't mind paying your government taxes to have us incarcerated. Anyway, I think I'm gonna drive over to Lillian at Goodspeed and use the bathroom. They're only open till 10. It's 11:09. So I'm technically breaking the law, but I'm technically not gonna piss myself in my car if I can make it there. And I'd rather not piss on the floor in the store here because these people, all of them, are nice to me. Y'all have a different idea of good than I do. You think nice is good. When I was in Boulder and I was doing the community liaison work, one of my biggest rules was, Sean, they know their situation better than you do, which means they know what help they need better than you do. So it's best not to argue. If they need advice, they will ask. Most people, there's a point in the story where you realize what help they need. And then there's also the point in the story where you realize you got something wrong. And that's why it's a good thing you kept your mouth shut and listened. Some of the things that you might have as a great idea, depending on the situation, might not be so great. When it comes to the youngin' that gave me a couple bucks for gas, he was definitely one of the ones that had fun with it. But I think I'm glad he came up proper this time. He usually does talk nice. I'll give him that. Again, I am glad that they're respectful this time. I'm glad that he wasn't yelling at me the way that feller last night was. So I guess I'll find my phone. I'll click on there and read the names of some of the titles and tell you what they're about in a little bit. It's 11:11 p.m. here, so go ahead and make a wish. Oh, Susie Q. Never mind. I gotta shut this off because I'm never gonna find it. Mostly just try not to piss myself. And besides that, I need to use the phone for... Take me to Tillamookkk Sporting Goods.
Tillamookkk Sporting Goods. All right. Head south on Main Avenue towards 7th Street. Tillamookkk Sporting Goods may be closed by the time you arrive.
The problem with having to go into court alone is that I will get talked over. Everyone talks over me. Somebody has to be there to explain to them this is far too big for 30 minutes in court. And it's far too much for a person living in a Honda Civic to possibly go through. Sorry, I was trying not to have a panic attack. I got one of my phones up to 41% battery. It'll probably be like 39% by the time I get to the, what do you call it? Skate park. Maybe going to park there for a few minutes every night and using the bathroom would be a good thing, because apparently the drug addicts have figured out that I record everybody, and that's alright. A lot of them already knew I recorded.
In 600 feet, turn
Most
left
of them
on
are fine
9th
with
Street.
it. They might change their mind later on. There's also people that are not fine with it, and
Take
those
the next
people are
left
chronic
onto US
fucking
101
liars.
Pacific Avenue.
Those people drive everybody fucking nuts, don't they? And not that any kids watch my channel, but if they do, never trust an adult who asks you to keep
Take the
secrets.
next right onto Laurel Avenue, then turn right onto 8th Street.
Ever. Not if they're a cop, not if they're a teacher, not if they're a preacher, not if they're Jesus H. goddamn motherfucking Christ. You don't trust an adult
Take the next left
who
onto 6th
asks you to
Street,
keep
then turn right onto
secrets.
US 101 North.
And as an autistic adult, same fucking thing.
Take the next left onto 5th Street, then turn right onto US 101 North.
I get that people get angry and hateful. They don't like being busted. They don't like being recorded. They don't like this. They don't like that. It seems to me people don't like really anything except getting away.
Take the next left onto 4th Street, then turn right onto US 101 North.
Meanwhile, here's me trying to post up every fucking red flag I can. Like, hey, you know, in between talking shit on these pieces of shit,
In 600 feet, turn left onto Ocean Avenue.
trying to get this stuff in court and making all the calls that I need to make. I also got to make sure that I post up stuff about explosives and
Take
rocket
the second
launchers
left
and,
onto Ocean Avenue, then
you
turn
know,
left onto First Street.
the standard scary shit. Alright, we're at Ocean now, and this is where I was this morning when I was supposed to be seeing, very cute. When I was supposed to be seeing Brian. But instead, there was a feller who got himself arrested pretty much as soon as I got here. Sorry if I'm a little out of it at the moment, I'm pretty tired. Hopefully if that coffee cools down fast enough, I can chug it. And if I chug it fast enough, it'll put me to sleep.
Turn left onto Del Monte Avenue. Turn left onto Del Monte Avenue, then turn left onto Oregon 6 West. Turn left onto Oregon 6 West, 1st Street.